WGST.
Now back to the Dana Barrett Show here on WGST.
You know, these days it seems like our politicians do a lot of flapping their gums and not a lot of actually making things happen. But a lot of my friends as individuals are gearing up for a holiday season of giving back. And a lot of corporations are doing the same thing, finding ways to participate in their communities, to do the right thing and to do good things. And to that end, my buddy Alex Horowitz joining us right now. He is, I don't know, what is your title these days? VP of PR?
With Comcast.
Well, that part I knew. I was getting there. That was the only part I had for sure.
You are correct.
With Comcast. And the reason we wanted to bring you in today is because Comcast, and a lot of companies do this, but Comcast in particular has had a commitment for a long time to hiring veterans and military spouses, National Guard and Reserve members and all of that. But you guys are like double, tripling down. So tell me about it.
Yeah, we're actually announcing recently that we are going to be hiring 21,000 members of the military and their family by 2021. The original intent was to hire 10,000. And so this announcement late last week, was that we were going to bring on an additional 11,000 members of the military community.
Now, I'm just teasing you right now, but did you go to the 21,000 versus just 20,000 so you could say more than doubling down?
That's a very good assumption that you make there. And it just to be clear, it is on a national level.
Yeah.
But Atlanta, has been a really strong market. Atlanta and Savannah here in Georgia have been very strong markets for bringing on members of the military. And so, one example I know I mentioned to you is we're going to be hosting a military job fair here in Atlanta on Wednesday night. And we're excited because we know that that's makes up a really great part of our workforce.
All right. So before we get too far away from that, you've got an event locally that's happening Wednesday night. So this will be like when we're all having election hangover.
5:30 to 7.
There you go. And where is it?
I'll send you the information, but it's at our offices here in Atlanta.
Okay. And have you done events like that before?
We do them routinely.
Okay.
Yeah, we actually do. And we have, at a corporate level, we have a division that is devoted just to hiring the military and supporting military members within the company. So Atlanta is one of those markets that keeps popping up as a really strong market with lots of potential.
So is it for jobs at all levels, Alex?
All levels, sales and marketing, field operations, engineering. That's the great thing is you do get a diversity of talent that comes with focusing so much on the military.
I mean, I have to imagine, and I don't think I've ever worked at a company that was sort of big enough to do what Comcast is doing in that scenario. I've worked for big companies. Maybe I just didn't know if they were doing that kind of thing. But it's got to be a win-win, I feel like, because, I mean, these are people that are well-trained. They're regimented.
Highly disciplined.
Yeah. So that's got to be a bonus on both sides, yeah?
Yeah, and we're seeing the results, in terms of retention and how well they're succeeding within the organization. So the numbers add up. It makes sense, and that's why we're continuing with this. Separately, we also announced a effort a few weeks ago that we were going to open up our Internet Essentials program to low-income veterans. That means that they're going to get $10 a month internet service. So here they are, they're coming home from service, and they're trying to get right back into the work world. And so this is a great way by giving them $10 a month service that they're able to do that, and heavily discounted laptops as well.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, so you toss that out there like everybody just knows what the Internet Essentials program is, but I'm not sure they do. I do because I think you and I have talked about it on the air in the past. But for people who don't know about it, and you gave a little bit there that it's $10 internet service and discount on equipment, but who is it aimed at initially?
The program was designed about 8 years ago for low-income students and their families, and it was meant to bridge the digital divide so that you have these kids that are in school. They may have internet access at school, but once they leave, they have to go to a rec center or a library or Boys and Girls Club. So the idea is let's get qualifying families hooked up to the internet for $9.95 a month, and let's get them heavily discounted laptops. It not only helps the kids stay up with their homework and projects, because, by the way, everything's online now, but it helps the parents if they're doing a job search or whatever it is that they're doing. So here in Georgia, it's been one of the best markets for participation. And so last month we announced we were going to open that program up to low-income veterans.
Yeah, that's awesome. So do you know by any chance what the numbers look like in Georgia or across the Southeast perhaps in terms of the number of people that are taking advantage of these kind of programs?
It's I want to say it is 9 million across the country. I'll get that exact number for you, but it's been very, very popular. And here in Georgia, I don't have the number in front of me, but it's been one of the strongest in terms of participation.
So I have to just ask some of this, the kind of get down to it questions. How do people have to sort of prove that they qualify? How do you do that? Is there a complex process to get it?
A good example would be if you have a family that's on, food stamps or some sort of assistance program, then they would qualify
Automatically. Okay,
That's
so you
right.
just sort of show that you're already in that program, and then you don't have to jump through a ton of hoops.
That's right.
Okay. Are there people you think, and this is just sort of a side question, but do you think there are people that are sort of that are falling in between the gaps of some of these kinds of programs? Maybe there are veterans out there that aren't hearing about some of these opportunities, and so they don't even know to show up for a job fair?
I do, yeah. And I think it's all about awareness and education, making sure people understand that the service is available to them. And that's why we're doing this effort to get the word out. And we held an event in Savannah and in the Southeast, Nashville and Jackson in the last couple of months, and brought in a lot of resources to make sure that we made a big splash, got the word out, and it's worked.
That's awesome. And how will you know if it's successful? Will you have hired 21,000 by the deadline?
Yeah, and
Okay.
we're confident that that will happen because we had already exceeded our initial goal of 10,000 very early. And so we think that we're going to do the same with this goal.
All right. I know I kind of already teased you about the number of veterans that you're looking to hire. And by the way, we said at the beginning, but also that includes military spouses and National Guard and Reserve members. But where did that number come from?
The number was set at a national level, and the company decided that was the number we wanted to hit across the entire country, throughout our footprints with the areas that we serve.
Is that based on job openings that you all have? Is it based on the number of veterans that are coming out of the service on certain dates? How do you figure that out?
It is. It's based on job openings and,
Okay.
and sort of where we need the resources and the talent.
Okay,
in
well, that makes
particular.
sense.
Yep.
Okay. And I would also imagine, given that we're at such low unemployment as a nation, that it's even more important to not only hire people, but hire the right people.
That's right.
So when they get in, is the culture set up for them at Comcast?
They adapt very well to the culture because it's, they're self-starters, they're disciplined, they're focused, and they're people that I've personally seen here in Atlanta even that have come up and done well and gone through the ranks.
Well, Alex, I think it's awesome. I applaud you and Comcast. You're getting a lot of credit here for having this program and for doing the right thing when it seems like some of our leaders are not able to. And I applaud you personally for having your plans to get out and vote tomorrow.
That's right.
Very, very important. Spread the word on all of those things, and we will post a link to everything Comcast is doing to hire military folks on our show notes page at DanaBarrett.com. Don't go away. We'll be back.
More Dana Barrett Show coming up on Talk Radio 640 WGST.